Hello, hello, it's Ben Greenfield, and this is the final video in the Belly Burner project. It's been 12 weeks that we've been basically adhering to this fat loss program, doing monthly webinars as we go through, and kind of helping Mighty Mommy from quickanddirtytips.com, as well as all the other men and women who are doing this fat loss plan, basically lose as much fat as possible safely and in a healthy manner over this 12-week period of time. Now, if you missed any of the previous webinars, any of the previous workshops, you should be able to access them right here where you're watching this video or in the link underneath the video. You can also access the same 12-week fat loss plan that Mighty Mommy is doing and that everyone else is doing, also following the link that you'll find under this video or in the page where you're seeing this video. But today I have here, right here, there, a list of all the questions that were kind of like the final questions in this last month. We were going to do this live, but we had some technical issues. So I'm just sitting here and I'm going to tell you the answers to these questions. We've got some good ones in here. Everything from the best toning exercises for the butt and the thighs to how to naturally detox the body, comparing power walking to jogging, tons of stuff. So I'm just going to go through these with you, answer your questions, and give you as many tips as possible for finishing up this fat loss program and then continuing to lose weight in the future. You ready? All right, let's do this. So the first question is, how can you stay the course once you've lost a lot of weight, including no-brainer strategies to keep progressing and the optimal weight loss rate for safe and healthy weight loss? Woo! And by the way, these are kind of sort of off the cuff for me. I didn't inspect these too closely, so I don't have my full answer written out or anything for you. This is not super duper scripted, but that's quite the question. How can you stay the course once you've lost a lot of weight, and no-brainer strategies to keep progressing and the optimal weight loss rate for safe and healthy weight loss? Okay, cool. So here is a way that you can figure out how quickly you can lose weight, or how quickly you can lose weight specifically while staying toned, without cannibalizing your own lean muscle tissue, and without doing hormonal damage. So approximately what you're looking for is you take 0.7% of your body weight, and that is a safe weekly rate of weight loss, okay? And unless you are a complete rocket scientist, you have absolutely no clue what 0.7% of your body weight is. I have no clue what mine is. Let me think of an example here. Let's go ahead and pull out the calculator. I can't believe I'm so bad at math that I'm having to pull out a calculator to do this, but I'm going to do it. Okay, calculator on my computer here. Let's say you weigh 155 pounds, and we're going to multiply that by 0.07, and we get 10.85 pounds. 10.85 pounds, 0.5. That's not right. 155 times 0.007. I can't believe this. We're going to try this one more time. 155 times 0.07. There we go. Now I'm getting the right answer here. Okay, so 1.85 pounds per week. Okay, that's 0.7% of 155 pounds. I told you this wasn't scripted. Okay, so 1.85 pounds per week in that case would be a safe and healthy rate of weight loss. Okay, so you can do the math yourself. 0.7% of whatever your body weight is, and that's how much you should lose per week. Now, that would be total body weight. Now, the other question, the other part of this is how can you stay the course once you've lost a lot of weight? Well, you're going to find that you don't really fight an uphill battle as much as stuff starts to slow down in terms of the rate of weight loss, right? It's a lot harder for somebody who's 150 pounds and 5% body fat to lose weight compared to somebody who's 150 pounds and 20 or 30% body fat. It's just, stuff starts to come off more slowly. You have to start to pay attention to the little things. Some of the stuff that we'll get into later on, like detoxing your body, making sure your hormones are optimized, making sure that you're really choosing a lot of healthy foods, doing a little less nighttime cheating and stacking and stuff like that, being more consistent with exercise sessions and physical activity in general. That's why people who fidget a lot and move around and tap their feet tend to just be skinnier overall. They're just constantly burning calories. So that's kind of the deal. And, you know, whereas it may seem unfair that initially you can get away with maybe whatever, pulling into McDonald's and ordering the salad and getting the salad with the chicken breast on it and the crunchy noodles and use half the dressing or whatever, and you're really good, like you're eating fast food, but you're really good. And you get to a really good body weight or body fat percentage, and all of a sudden, even that strategy doesn't work anymore. Because then we're looking at the little things. We're looking at like, ask for them to leave the crunchy noodles off and grab the slivered almonds that you carry around in your purse and dump those on there instead, and leave the chicken off because you're trying to avoid hormone disruptors, or maybe skip McDonald's altogether and have a little cooler in your car. I mean, these are the kind of strategies, I'm totally not kidding you. You look at the people who, you know, when you're at the beach or the mall or wherever, the people who look good in the t-shirt, the jeans, the shorts, whatever, they're doing these type of things, these type of little things once they get to their goal body weight to kind of maintain that. So you do have to start to get nitpicky. You really do, and that's okay. You know, my whole concept I like to really start with here is you just eat real food, right? And you take care of your body, and you also pay attention to some of the hormone disruptors and detox kind of issues we'll talk about a little bit here too. The other thing is once you reach your goal weight loss, like fat loss supplements, when it comes to fat loss supplements, honestly, you're going to lose a lot of weight without using any if you're just getting started. But once you get to the point where you need the extra small percentage points here and there, that's where using fat loss supplements comes in a little bit handy. And I've talked about fat loss supplements before. We'll talk about them a little bit in today's video too. Okay, but that's basically what you're looking at for some realistic idea of what to expect. Okay, the best toning exercises for the butt and the thighs, and how often to do them. Okay, so for any fat loss program, I highly, highly, highly recommend that if you want to get toned and you want to get a nice butt, nice thighs, nice arms, nice tummy, whatever, you exercise in terms of like resistance exercise and weight training exercise, unless you have a super physically active job, okay? Unless you're a farmer or a gardener and you're picking up heavy rocks and building fences all day long or something like that, bucking hay, I don't know. You're going to want to do some type of weight training or resistance training 3 to 4 days per week. Okay, and you shouldn't have the type of resistance training sessions that are like, okay, today I'm going to go work on my legs, and today I'm going to go work on my arms, and then this day I'm going to work on my stomach. That stuff works really, really well for bodybuilders. And I got a secret for you, because I used to be a bodybuilder. We work out in the gym like 2 or 3 hours a day. And we use that approach. It'll be like, yeah, I'm going to work my chest today, but then you work your chest for like an hour and a half. And when you leave the gym, the next day, your chest is so sore that if somebody touches you, you want to punch them in the face. I mean, that's where this spot toning, body part split type of workout program works really well. Unless you have that kind of time to devote to an exercise program, when you walk into the gym or into your home gym or your basement or your backyard or wherever you're doing your resistance training, you want to work your whole body. Okay, it's a full body workout. Okay, and there's tons of full body workouts at quickanddirtytips.com under the GetFitGuy part. Like if you go there and you do a search for full body routine or multi-joint exercises, you're going to find a ton of exercise routines and exercise tips. You'll also find, if you're following the 12-week belly burner project, that a bunch of those routines are just 3 to 4 full body weight training routines per week. Okay, so that being said, okay, assuming that you understand that you're never going to have some workout where you're just like going in and saying, okay, I'm going to work my butt and my thighs only today, and that's it, because you're going to leave a lot of potential for fat loss on the table if you just work, one body part or specifically focus on one body part like that. Best exercises are, by the nature of what I just said, going to be multi-joint exercises that work more than one body part and that burn a lot of calories while you're toning your butt and your thighs. An example of a couple of exercises that would not fall into that category would be like the inner and outer thigh machines. The ones where you go like this, where you're sitting there, burning like no calories, putting your legs out like this and in like this. I feel sorry for the people that I see at the gym using those machines. They don't work. Not to mention they give you low back pain, but they just don't work. Okay, those people would be they'd be making far better use of their time at the gym if they were doing multi-joint exercises for the butt and the thighs. What are the best ones? Lunges, squats, and deadlifts. Lunges, squats, and deadlifts. Preferably holding dumbbells, body weight if you can't hold dumbbells, or some kind of a barbell or medicine ball or kettlebell, some kind of a weight, okay? Squats, deadlifts, lunges. If you do squats, deadlifts, lunges, and you have some type of workout that includes squats, deadlifts, and lunges 1 to 2 times per week, you're going to have the best butt and thighs you've ever had. Okay, it's really not rocket science. It really isn't. Now, a few little things here and there. High intensity interval sessions, if you're doing like hard cardio intervals, stuff like that. If you want a better butt and thighs, don't do your hard cardio sessions, say, on the rowing machine. Do them on the bicycle. Do them on the elliptical trainer. Vice versa, if your legs are coming along just great, but your upper body needs some help, do your cardio sessions on the rowing machine or on the elliptical with the arms, okay? And stay away from the lower body stuff for your interval training. You know, inject that type of stuff where it should go. But butt and thighs, hopefully that makes sense. And I think that's going to kind of put a couple of these other questions in context too, because the next question is the best stomach flattening exercises and how often to do them. Okay, there was a recent study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, and they compared all these fancy made for or as seen on TV abdominal and stomach flattening contraptions and devices and all these spendy things. And you know what they found were the best 2 exercises? The 2 exercises that above all of them turned on the most ab muscles and core muscles possible. 2 exercises. I'm going to sound like a broken record here. They were the squat and the deadlift. Okay, the squat and the deadlift. Again, squatting or picking a weight up off the ground. That's the deadlift. I mean, Google the exercises or go to youtube.com/Ben Greenfield Fitness or go into your Belly Burner Project 12-week plan where I've got videos in there. Squat and deadlift. Learn how to do those 2 exercises and the stomach flattening won't be an issue. Now, there are some other moves that I've found to be somewhat effective in the folks that I work with. The moves I haven't found to be effective: crunches, sit-ups, basically anything where you're lying on your back, unless you simply are starting from such a level that you can hardly even move. You can hardly even get out of bed. Yeah, crunches and sit-ups are maybe the only place that you can start. But I really like planks, okay? Front planks and side planks. Those are pretty decent moves. I like bridges and low back extensions. Those are also really, really good moves for balancing out the stomach by making sure that you strengthen the low back as you work the stomach so that you don't get low back pain. And then twisting type of exercises. Probably my favorite is where you hold onto a cable and you just twist from side to side with a cable or with an elastic band. But ultimately, everybody has a flat stomach. It's hidden under a layer of fat. Okay, I'm going to tell you a really gross story. I used to dissect cadavers, okay? I was the anatomy and physiology TA in college, and I dissect cadavers, and they all had really, really nice 6-packs, okay, as soon as we dissected away the fat and the skin and everything from the stomach. I know it's a gross story, but what I'm trying to get at here is that if you can burn away the fat through consistent exercise, some high-intensity cardio, some weight training sessions, a little bit of aerobic cardio thrown in here and there, and you do squats and deadlifts and big moves like that, you barely have to worry about these extra little stomach flattening exercises at all. But if you want to throw a few in there, planks are good, bridges are good, twisting exercises are good. You can also go to getfitguy.quickanddirtytips.com and do a search under the keyword flat stomach. I've got a couple articles in there as well. Okay, the best upper arm and upper back toning exercises. Okay, I wish I could rotate my computer screen around here and show you. I have a pull-up bar installed in the door of my office, and every time I walk under that bar, I do 3 to 5 pull-ups. When I first started, I could barely even do 1 with good form. Now I can do lots, okay? Pull-ups, bar none. The best upper back and arm toning exercises you could ever do. Okay, they have assisted pull-up machines at the gym where there's a little weight stack and you can choose the weight stack to help you do a pull-up if you can't do a pull-up on your own. Okay, including pull-ups in your routine, enormously helpful. They burn a lot of calories too because they're working your shoulders, your arms, your core is involved a little bit. Even your legs contract when you're doing a pull-up. Okay, pull-ups are the number one upper back and arm toning and strengthening exercise that you can do. Now, let's say you're at home, you're busy, you don't have a fancy $1,000 assisted pull-up machine in your office, and you can't do a pull-up from a pull-up bar because you're trying to get stronger and you're not quite at that point yet. A couple other things that I like to have around home for really, really good arm toning exercises. One is just a regular old dumbbell, okay? And you do a dumbbell row, single arm dumbbell row. Google it, go to youtube.com/Ben Greenfield Fitness, whatever. Single arm dumbbell row. Okay, super duper straightforward, just like starting a lawnmower. Okay, you do those on one side and you do them on the other side. The other one that works really, really well is a swing. Okay, dumbbell swing, or even better yet, a kettlebell swing. Kettlebells burn a lot of calories and they're really good for toning and strengthening the upper body. Okay, dumbbell swing or kettlebell swing. Again, use Dr. Google or go to YouTube and you'll find exercises that show you how to do a swing. And I even have a full GetFitGuy episode on how to do kettlebell swings. Buy one kettlebell, leave it in your closet, and if you were to do like 20 kettlebell swings a day, they burn a ton of calories and they're really good for toning your upper body. So hopefully that helps. Okay, are supplements necessary when you hit the halfway mark to your goal, or do supplements become more necessary when you hit the halfway mark to your goal? I kind of hinted in this in my response to the first question, I think, in that I explained how you got to start to pull out the little things that help to shove you over the fat loss edge. And supplements certainly are kind of one of those things that can help when you get to the point where you're getting closer and closer to your goal and you need every little bit of help possible. When it comes to fat burning supplements, they kind of fall into two categories. One category is speeding up your metabolism. So speeding up the rate at which you burn carbs or burn fat or whatever. And then the other category would be controlling blood sugar or controlling insulin sensitivity. Okay, so from one standpoint, we're trying to make sure that sugar doesn't get shoved into fat cells and to be stored away or converted into fat in the liver. The other thing that we're trying to do is to make sure that the metabolism stays high. There are so many fat burning supplements out there. I mean, you know this probably. I mean, they're shoved in your face all the time. They're all over the internet and Dr. Oz and everything. The ones I've found to work, I stick to my guns on this stuff. MPX 100. It's a bitter melon extract for the one side of the equation for the glucose and insulin sensitivity. That one works really well for that. So it's called M like Mary, P like Paul, X like xylophone, MPX 100. Okay, so that works well for that side of the equation. For the speeding up the metabolism equation, there are kind of two options. One is a supplement called Thermo Factor, and that's like a bitter orange extract and some vanadium and some other things that kind of help speed up the metabolism. The other one is a relatively new one that I've started recommending. It's made by a company called Real Dose, and it's got adenopectin and some other fat loss metabolism speeder uppers. That's the technical term we use in exercise science, metabolism speeder uppers. That one, I forget the URL, but you can go to tinyurl.com/fat loss hormones. That's a URL that I created for that one, tinyurl.com/fat loss hormones, and that one will get you to that fat loss supplement. Okay, so those are the ones I recommend when it comes to fat loss. MPX 100 you take 30 minutes before dinner. The other one that I just recommended you typically take like in the afternoon before a workout, or if you find that it keeps you up at night, closer to like midday, like before lunch, that type of thing. Okay, because some of those speeder uppers can kind of keep you awake if you're not careful. Don't use ephedra and high amounts of caffeine and stuff like that. Okay, don't destroy your metabolism. We're talking about gently speeding it up, not shoving the gas pedal down on full blast. Okay. So next question is whether summer is an easier time to lose weight than other seasons. It's an interesting question. There's a really, really interesting book about this. It's called Lights Out: Sleep, Sex, and Survival. You can find it on Amazon. It's written by T.S. Wiley, and it goes into how human beings are indeed wired to sleep a little bit less in the summer because of the high amounts of natural light, but also because your body tends to metabolize carbohydrates a little bit better when it is summer, when your eyes are exposed to large amounts of light. You can also you basically, a crappy diet in the summer hurts you less, okay? Or you can get away with eating like naturally summer-ish foods like watermelon and stuff like that during the summer, and it tends to affect you a little bit less. Plus, you get outside, you move a lot more, your body tends to be less in the hibernation mode that it tends to get into in the fall and the winter. You get the sunlight hitting your skin and helping you form metabolism-boosting vitamin D. There's a lot of little things that happen in the summer that would make me say, basically, yes. In most cases, with the clients that I've worked with, summer does seem to be a better time for weight loss. Or maybe people are just more motivated in the summer to work out consistently because they're getting into their swimsuit every weekend. Or maybe they just look skinnier because they're tanning. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I do know. Summer is a more effective time for weight loss. It's less of an uphill battle in the summer. We are mammals. We are designed to kind of sort of get fat in the winter, but unfortunately, if your winter involves slipping into a cocktail dress or heading to the indoor pool at the gym, perhaps that's not convenient for you. So that's why we try to burn some fat in the winter too. So we're fighting our natural tendencies. Okay, is power walking as effective as jogging? This is a tough question. Okay, so if this is kind of a simple answer. Put on a heart rate monitor. If your heart rate gets higher when you jog, then jogging is going to be more effective for fat loss. In most cases, for most people, that is indeed the case. However, for some people, jogging hurts, or they think they look funny when they jog, or jogging is very uncomfortable. And if power walking is something that you're going to consistently do, say 3 or 4 mornings a week, but jogging sounds like pure torture to you, then freaking power walk. And the tiny little benefit you get from the heart rate being a little bit higher when you jog is not that big of a deal. But in most cases, when it comes to efficacy for fat loss, okay, sprinting beats running, beats jogging, beats power walking, beats slow walking, okay? Sprinting, running, jogging, power walking, slow walking, in that order in terms of efficacy for fat loss. In terms of efficacy for consistency, yeah, power walking, I'll admit. Like when I'm beat at the end of a hard day or I'm busy or whatever, man, going for a walk is easy. Going for a jog is hard. So don't feel guilty about that. Just go for a walk. And maybe you'll get halfway through your walk and you'll be like, yeah, I think I'm ready to jog. And so you jog. And jogging, and 9 times out of 10, for most people, it burns more calories, unless you are one of those power walkers who like went to the Olympics and can power walk a marathon in 3 hours or something like that. In which case, you're a complete animal. Power walk away. Go for it. Okay, next question. A simple formula for getting both weightlifting and cardio in during the week. Okay, if you want to burn fat as fast as possible, number one way to do this, I'm going to spell this out because it's pretty simple. You get up early in the morning, okay, and you walk or you do a light jog or you do easy cardio for anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes on an empty stomach in a fasted state. A little bit of coffee or caffeine or green tea beforehand is okay and actually speeds things up a little bit, okay? But easy, fasted, aerobic morning workout. And then in the late afternoon or the early evening, which is when your body's temperature is its highest and you're going to be able to move the fastest and your repair and recovery mechanisms are really kicking into high gear, you alternate between one day doing hard cardio efforts like sprints or hard bicycling or hard elliptical trainer or something like that, and then the other day doing one of those full body weight training sessions that I talked about. Okay, that's it. You could do that, assuming that you change things up every now and again, like one morning you're jogging, maybe another morning you're walking, maybe another morning you're cycling, and every 4 weeks or so you're kind of changing up your weight training routine. If you look at the 12-week belly burner project that we're doing as part of this series, that's very, very similar to what it is. It's morning fasted cardio sessions a few days a week that you have the freedom to do every day if you want to. And then in the afternoon or the evening, assuming you have the time, you do the weight training or the hard cardio, and that's it. And you also get the added benefit of twice a day, you're boosting your metabolism. Okay? So I wish I could lay out something super duper complex for you, but that's really the basics. Okay. How to naturally detox the body. How to naturally detox the body. Naturally is a tough word. So if you want to do things as naturally as possible, you get a juicer or you get a blender. And you want to dump a bunch of stuff into your body that's going to detox your gut and that's going to detox your liver. Okay, some of the best stuff for that: cilantro, parsley, ginger, garlic, turmeric, lemons, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, and cucumbers. Wow, I just listed off 9 off the top of my head. That was pretty impressive. I'm serious, I didn't plan that. Can I repeat that? Let's see. Cilantro, parsley, garlic, ginger, lemon, turmeric, olive oil, coconut oil. Oh, what one did I miss? Cucumber. Boom. Okay, so hopefully you wrote those down. If not, hit rewind and write them down real quick. Okay, just dump all that stuff into a blender or into a juicer. Okay, and the ratios are not super important. Like if I was going to do this and I was going to do like a detox juicing recipe, I'd do like 1 full cucumber, I'd do the juice of an entire lemon, I'd do about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, about a tablespoon of coconut oil, I'd toss in a little bunch of cilantro, toss in a bunch of parsley, sprinkle some turmeric in there, do like a little like golf ball size chunk of ginger, do 1 or 2 garlic cloves, and you blend all that up or you juice it, and there you go. Totally natural detox recipe that you can use at home. Okay, if that just is too much and you don't want all that stuff out on your counter or whatever, there are natural like cleansing supplements out there that you take usually at night before you go to bed, so you have a nice bowel movement in the morning and it cleanses your body while you go to sleep. One is called Capra Cleanse. That one is really, really good. You'd take about 4 to 6 of those before you go to bed at night. Another one is called Intestinal Health Cleanse. It's made by a company called Body Health. That's another good one. You take 4 to 6 before you go to bed at night. Those are 2 really good ones. Now cleansing, depending on whether you have like a candida or a yeast or a fungus issue, there are some other little things that you may have to end up doing, like using essential oils, like oil of oregano, for example. If you have something like a small intestine bacterial overgrowth, sometimes you got to do things like combine that with not very many carbohydrates and not many fermentable carbohydrates. But ultimately, some of the stuff that I just spelled out for you are the basics in terms of like liver cleanses and gut cleanses, and you combine that with just super clean coverage. Not a lot of paraben and phthalate laden shampoos and conditioners and lotions, and just like using really, really natural household cleaning products and personal care products, and that's just kind of a lifestyle detox. And you can do a juice cleanse. There are juice cleanses out there. I mean, the Master Cleanse is not bad. It's it's cayenne pepper and syrup and stuff like that, and frankly I think it's a little bit silly, but it's not going to hurt you to do that for a week or 2. You go for a full 4 weeks on a super low calorie diet with just cleansing. That's where it starts to kind of mess up your metabolism a little bit. In the Belly Burner Project, the 12-week Belly Burner Project, you'll notice that we just do a full 24-hour fast once a month. Once a month. That's it. And that does a really good job of cleaning out the body. Just that, you'd be surprised. That one 24-hour fast a month can make a big, big difference. And you could up that to doing it as often as once a week. I like food too much to do it once a week, but if you've got a lot of fat to lose and you really want to cleanse, you could do it as much as once a week. So there you go. Okay, the top 3 things an average person should be doing on a daily basis to lose weight, tone up, and overall live a healthy lifestyle. Great question. The top 3 things on a daily basis. Number 1, never ever sit for longer than an hour. I don't care if you're watching a movie, sitting on the computer, caught up in a project, whatever. For every hour that you're sitting, you at least stand up and you do some jumping jacks or some push-ups or something like that. Okay, so number 1, you never ever sit for longer than an hour. Okay, that's why I really can't make this video longer than an hour without standing up and doing something, right? Okay, the next one I would say is sleep. Sleep is a biggie because I've found that when people's sleep gets out of control, their appetite gets out of control. And there are a lot of studies that link sleep to obesity and overweight. So get a good, it depends, but usually 7 to 9 hours is your range that you're looking at. And if that for you means whatever, 6 hours plus an afternoon nap, fine. But sleep would be number two. Number three, would be eat real food. What I mean by that is the less that you can eat out of a package or a box or a container, the better. Open up your pantry, open up your refrigerator, open up your cupboards. The majority of food in there should be like seeds, nuts, vegetables, fruits, meats, eggs, stuff like that, and very, very few. I don't care if it's gluten-free from the fancy health food store, Trader Joe's this, Whole Foods that, I found these awesome packaged kale chips, whatever. Okay, the people who do the very best job are the people who are just eating real food, eating like local agriculture, that kind of stuff. I know that sounds like uppity and, local agriculture and CSAs and stuff like that, but it's actually not that hard. It really is not that hard to eat real food once you start to pay attention and do some research in your local community and find the gardens and find the farmers markets and just eat real food. Okay, so don't sit for longer than an hour, get adequate sleep, and eat real food. Okay. Wow, we are to the last question. So, if a person has only 3 days to devote to an exercise regimen, what would the most effective routine be? Great question. So what I just laid out earlier was doing fasted morning cardio 3 days a week to every day of the week, alternating between weight training and high intensity interval training, preferably every day if you can, up to 6 days a week. And then you have like one easy day. But that is, that's 6 days a week of exercise. We're talking about doing half that. If you only had 3 days a week to devote to an exercise regimen, I'm going to lay it out for you. Pretty straightforward, okay? You start off with your cardio, okay? 5 to 20 minute aerobic cardio warm-up. You move on to high intensity interval training, okay? So staying on whatever piece of cardio equipment you happen to warm up on, you throw in some sprints, whatever. 5, 8, 10, 30 to 60 second hard sprints. Get your heart rate up, get huffing and puffing. Okay? Hop off and do a full body weight training circuit. Squats, deadlifts, pull up, overhead press, seated row, for example. Maybe we throw in a front plank or something in there. Okay? So, we've got aerobic cardio to high intensity interval training to a weight training circuit. 1, 2, 3. You hit that 3 times a week. You combine it with high amounts of physical activity and sleep and just eating real food, and that's going to get you the most bang for your buck. Okay? Again, I wish it was fancy. I wish it was some kind of a really impressive program I could write on that whiteboard behind me, but that's it. It's simple. This stuff is simple. So don't over complexify it too much. That's my word of the day that I just made up. Complexify. So that's it. Those are all the questions. I hope that was helpful. If there are follow-up questions, go ahead and go over to facebook.com/getfitguy. Leave your follow-up questions at facebook.com/getfitguy. Now, if you want to get started into that 12-week belly burner project that I talked about, it's a simple downloadable program that you can access from your phone, from your computer, whatever you want. It comes with full meal support, all the exercise instructions, everything. I believe it's like $27. So it's the price of like 1/3 of a personal trainer session. And it's 12 weeks worth of everything done for you, no guesswork. Okay. So you can get that in the link that you'll find underneath this video, or you can get it wherever this video happens to be posted on the page that it's on at the Quick and Dirty Tips website. So, all right. I think that's it. So, thanks for the great questions. I'm Ben Greenfield, the Get Fit Guy, asking you, what are you waiting for? Go get fit. Dun 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 dun.